it's funny, going through all this stuff, absolutely. So, you know, going through this event, it's just been absolutely insane just to kind of see how many people here are growing and how many new faces. I do want to specifically shout you out, Tito, and your lovely partner. Just looking at the way that you guys have grown, I remember hearing you guys when you first came into the business, and Jen and I were sitting in the back like, they are totally on it right now. And the thing is, the way that you guys are thinking, keep that up. There's no question you guys won't become vice president. So give it up for them again. They really. So my talk, or the thing I want you guys to think about first off, I really want to speak to the people who did not get recognition last night. Because I want to just let you guys realize, first off, I've been here forever, you know what I mean? Like, I've been here a very, very long time, and most events that we came to, or that I came to, because I can't say we, because none of you guys were here then, I came to a lot of these events, and I felt like my job was just to clap for everybody else that was winning. Does that make sense? Because I wasn't winning anything, and you know, I remember Sammy and Debbie, because sometimes, maybe they did it just to feel bad for me, they gave me extra recognition, just something like, hey, most people who thought they were going to have people here kind of thing, come on, Chris. So, you know what I mean? You know, I remember, like, different awards, like the passing the exam, I got it twice type situation, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, my big thing is that your time is coming. You know what I mean? For each one of you guys that didn't win something, use that as fuel for the next event. Does that make sense? You can use that to cripple you and say, holy crap, I'm worthless, I'm a dog. Or it could be like, you know what? This is the last time I'm coming to an event and they're not going to hear my name. This is the last time that I'm not going to kick butt and make it happen. So I remember being at all those events and coming to things that, you know, 2 years and having no recognition. But then it's going to change for you guys where we had not just us getting recognition, but we got Joe and Jeff coming in to pass their exam, walking across the stage. You know what I mean? We had Phil Patterson. Nick and Matt, Nick and Chu getting a 6 and 63. We got Stacia passing their Series 26 exam. We also have the promotion from Stacia for personal recruits, personal premium, base shop recruits, and base shop premium, and getting promoted to regional leader. Those are the kind of things. And then also, Jim and myself, #1 for base shop recruits, and #1 for base shop premium, and getting promoted to senior regional leader. So all that kind of stuff, all of that happens because of this one promotion here, getting the double-digit award. Does that make sense? None of that stuff, it's not a matter of we're really, really good at what we do. We just recruited people. But I promise you this, if Jen and I are the only ones winning the double-digit recruiting award under vice president, nobody's going to beat us. Nobody else is going to beat us. And I'll be honest with you, we're going to end up taking the attendance award as well. Just to put that out there. Okay, so here's the deal, okay? How did that happen? #1, it's simple math. When I talk about all these kind of things, I love the fact of how Chris kind of put it to us, because at the end of the day, he's rough around the edges. He's the only person that's ever been able to make shit like an okay thing to say out of me, you know what I mean? We got a bunch of folks coming in here, we kicked ass last week, and I'm like, you would have never said that if you wasn't here, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, right? Yes, exactly right. So at the end of the day, how did all of this stuff happen, okay? #1, it was when Jen and I got married, I had a reason that I couldn't be broke anymore. Does that make sense? Like, having a partner that's going to hold you accountable, that's what I'm talking about. Why that's going to happen for you guys is my partner didn't kind of allow us to not get results because I felt comfortable with not winning. She wasn't comfortable not winning. So if we weren't having that happen, that's the kind of partnership that you want to develop. But then when we got really uncomfortable, we went full time. Nobody wins in Primerica part-time. There's never an NSD or an SNSD or an RVP who's part-time. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you want to do this thing big, if you don't want to do it big, don't go full-time. Don't put yourself, and I'm not saying everybody should quit their jobs tomorrow. Put a plan in place to make it happen. And then make the move. Blow it up like Luke says. Burn the bridges. Does that make sense? Don't give yourself an opportunity to go back. Do what you got to do. Smack your boss at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something so you can't go back. Okay? All right, so The number one thing is double-digit recruiting. And then here's the other thing, okay? Recruiting people that are better than you. What's really uncomfortable, I remember going to, when we started to win things, the award that we always won was personal recruits and personal premium. So I felt like in order for me to win, I had to be better than everybody else. Does that make sense? That's what I thought. And what I realized is you really just need to get good enough in the house to get checks and get IBAs, and for your people to want to take you in the field. That's really about as good as you really need to be, because the concept of it is you recruit people that are better than you to be able to override them forever. If Sammy was the best guy in the whole organization, if that was all he was focused on, none of us would really be here. He'd write us all up, but he'd be a salesperson. The whole concept is to hire somebody that's better than him. Lito, all the other RVPs, if they're better than him, he can get out of the way. I don't want to do this forever. I don't want to be in the field forever. Luke and I talk about it all the time. His goal is to get done and not have to do any meetings. Get done, build a base shop, and just peace out. Hey, how'd the meeting go? What's your numbers? And that's it. But that doesn't happen if he's just focused on, oh, I'm going to be the best. I'm the best variable annuity salesperson. Get out of the way and let your people win. Does that make sense? Yeah. And the whole, you got to figure out what is your brand. Every person has a brand. Some people come into this business and look at the securities and say, you know what? I'm a securities guy. More power to you. I don't want to be a securities guy. I want to recruit that guy. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Have him do the securities and we'll grow from there. You know what I mean? So understand this. The only way that happens, so like I'm saying, if that's your goal and you want to be that person, there's nothing wrong with that. Get to vice president and build your brand. The way that Jen and I have understood, for us to get what we want, it has to come from getting massive codes. Getting massive, massive codes. So ownership, I see that. I see us, Jen and myself, becoming senior vice presidents, making 300 grand, but that can't happen unless we get a lot of codes. And Luke and I have just kind of game plan on how we're going to do this thing. Get to 40 codes, 40 to 50 codes, we're a vice president. Then build it back up, and then the last time we build it, we're building a hierarchy. Does that make sense? And then we get free. Okay? So to go back to the beginning of all of this stuff, learn how to win. Compete and win. The people who didn't win stuff at this awards, like I said, I'm talking to you guys. If you didn't win, make a change today. Okay, I'm pretty much done. Make a change today so that by the first quarter, you're already moving. You can't start off 2016 in 2016. You start 2016 today. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm really fired up about the people that we have on our team, and all the folks that came up, spoke from their heart, did what they had to do. I'm really proud to be in your hierarchy, because at the end of the day, the Yanka hierarchy, we're going to put this thing on the map. Yeah. They're going to know who we are, because Yanka Base Shop, we will be number one.